They playing the Nets. I think we're going to smack them. We got to worry about Boston, though. That's what we got to worry about, you know what I'm saying? What I would say to Nets fans is y'all going to get smacked, and Ben Simmons, retire, bro. Sixers in 5.
A big what's up to everybody. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the postseason, ladies and gentlemen. The most important regular season of the Joel Embiid era up to this point and for the foreseeable future has come to an end, with the yearly goal of the squad tasked by its fans to make it past the damn second round. And maybe, hopefully, prayerfully, they will finally accomplish the goal this time. And hopefully my mental health can, not deteriorate while we are going along for the ride. So in this video, we will be talking, Sixers Nets preview, and getting everything off my chest going into that series. I want to say sorry that this video isn't as yeenly edited as it usually is, or like most of my videos are. I had a lot of things going on this week, especially with my new job. So I really didn't have time, but I hope you all still enjoy the content. Okay, so before I begin the video diving in depth, I firstly want to thank the Philadelphia 76ers for giving me a great season as a fan, from witnessing the dominance of the Embiid-Harden duo, the big man winning his second scoring title in 2 years, and James winning the assist title, to the squad winning big meaningful games that they would not have won in the past, to long-range winning streaks and everything in between. I can firmly say that it has been a joy going with the flow this season. I told myself that I was not going to be as emotionally involved. I was just going to, ride the actual wave and see what this team do and actually be a fan. It kind of like, felt like back, during the actual process years, or like my actual favorite season of all time, the 2017-2018 joint, where I was just, loving everything that came with it. But really looking at it though, I'm probably saying all this because I wasn't, worried about the regular season at all like that. I'm solely looking forward to the playoffs, but the point still stands. The Sixers won their most games in a regular season since 2001, which just so happens to be the last time Bulls went to an NBA Finals. How about that, fam? History is on our side. Okay, so looking at the Sixers going into the playoffs, they lead the NBA in these categories. I'm only going to go with what the actual top 5, or categories that are in top 5, because we are looking at excellence here, people. We're not going to settle for anything less. We are with the big boys now. The Sixers are first in three-point percentage, first in free throws made, fifth in free throws attempted, first in free throw percentage, third in plus or minus, third in offensive rating, third in net rating, have a true percentage that is second highest in the league, and are fifth with opponents giving them second chance points. So what jumps out to me here from the offset is first in 3-point percentage, because off rip, Sixers 3-point percentage being the best in the league. When did this occur? The next would be us being second in true shooting percentage. And I guess that kind of makes sense because Embiid is like, 3/4 of the whole offense as an MVP candidate. The ball is obviously going through him, and he's playing efficiently as hell. But wow, I think we've been kind of undervaluing / underrating the Sixers a tad bit this year as a fan. Of course, the national media is always going to do that, but as fans, this team actually been playing very well compared to recent years, mixing in the third best net rating overall and third best plus or minus, and you have a real contender with a puncher's shot at a championship. It is going to come down to heart. This playoff run, which funnily enough, the team has somehow grown during this season. Betting mans would still, put Boston, and the Bucks ahead of the Sixers, and you really can't, go against that. But in the playoffs, anything can happen, and with a team putting up the numbers that the Sixers do, with the star power and depth that they have, anything can occur. Like I said, it's honestly going to come down to heart if the Sixers really want this joint, because they're going to have to climb that tall mountaintop. But either way, they'll be able to test that heart during the first round of the playoffs against the Brooklyn Nets. Now, first things first, you already know Bulls have to speak on this. Nets fans, y'all have lost the Harden-Simmons trade, and I will never let you hear the end of it. Like, mofos really had the audacity to talk smack from Brooklyn from the back, saying homeboy Ben Simmons was finna take y'all over the top since y'all only needed him to play defense with Kyrie and KD manning the team. And also called James Harden washed in the process. And 1 year later, let me ask you a question. How has that worked out for you? Both of y'all superstars have left for better situations, and Benny 1 point is nowhere to be seen in and out of the lineup for 2 seasons up to this point, collecting his checks. Like, it definitely must be nice. All I'm gonna say is we definitely, as Philly fans, told y'all what was good, but hey, you're not my team. On behalf of the city of Philadelphia and Sixer fans all across the globe, I would like a formal apology and admittance of wrongdoing and this wrongness overall, that y'all were completely incorrect and disrespectful regarding this trade. You will have before the end of this series next week to complete your task. But seriously though, looking at the season series, the Sixers won 4-0, which I'm actually just now realizing, like, Bulls really got swept. That's crazy. My favorite game out of these matchups definitely has to be the first game that we played this year on November 22nd, when Ben made his return playing debut in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center with the help of a healthy KD and Kyrie going against an injured Sixers squad with no Harden or Embiid or even Maxey for that matter. And the Nets still ended up losing. Like, I know y'all are sick as hell, yo. No cap. That's when I really knew that KD and Kyrie were dipping Brooklyn, because like they did not want to play with Ben. You could just tell, like, that game was too big for them just to not care and not put their all. And it's still crazy to think about this day. Like, Tobias Harris and a couple of, bench players really beat KD, Kyrie, and Ben on his first game back in Philly playing. That's ridiculous. Anyway, looking at the playoff matchup itself, things might actually still be looking pretty similar, even though they're different lineups or different rosters, at least on the Nets side. The Nets lead the league top 5 in the categories of 3-point percentage. And I think that's really it going through the notes. Yeah, that's actually it. So the key to this series for the Sixers and for it to sway in their favor will be to limit the opportunities Brooklyn has behind the arc. Now, historically, lengthy teams with guard play give the Sixers trouble, and we already know that's what Brooklyn's calling card is: length, speed, defense, and guard play, and wing play too. They're kind of like a new age Toronto team, kind of, because they have like lengthier guards, faster penetrating guards, but without a star player or star players and star power, Brooklyn is at a major disadvantage against Joel Embiid and James Harden. So what are the keys to victory for the 76ers? Your Philadelphia 76ers are Philadelphia 76ers, who we are hoping is going to win a championship against the Brooklyn Nets. 1, keep that dog in us, keep the hustle plays, play hard, etc., which I think will not be an issue because we have PJ Tucker manning that department. And also just like feeding Joel the ball in the paint, like duh. Because who's stopping that? Like, Brooklyn does not have any centers that are going to be able to contend with that. Claxton isn't doing anything, and after that, I don't even know the roster like that. So I would just say, feed Embiid the ball, and I hope his stamina is up, because that's what we're probably going to be doing most of these joints. Defend and feed. That's what I'm going to say, D and F. So the 2 things I'm going to be looking forward to in this series is the Maxey and Harris duo, with James Harden and Embiid, being locked in on from the defense. Maxey and Harris are definitely going to have their time to shine, even though people in Philadelphia don't like Tobias Harris, mainly because of his contract and him being overpaid. I'm not going to talk about the overpaidness, or even if he is. If you look at, like, historically, Tobias plays really well during the playoffs. He definitely plays his role to a T. Now, of course, he doesn't take us over the top when he could, but I definitely don't see Toby playing horribly in the playoffs, and this might be his chance to actually go in and expand his impact, since everybody leaves him open. As well as Maxey, this is his 3rd playoffs. I remember last year in the first game against the Toronto Raptors in that series. He went off for like 38 points. So I'm definitely looking forward to Maxey expanding his game as well and becoming that bull. But also on the Brooklyn side, I'm looking forward to see Mikal Bridges, and the ball going through him, since he is the whole offense, or the majority of the offense Brooklyn is going to run. Shout out to him, since he is a Philly Bull. The man's definitely did go to Villanova, and I remember as a freshman watching his, at least I think it was his, but sure. Anyway, his Villanova Wildcats winning a national championship over UNC. It's a shame that we drafted him, or the Sixers drafted him, and we had to let him go, or we traded him for picks that never amounted to anything. Well, that's not true. We did get Tobias Harris, so it is what it is. But shout out to Mikal Bridges and his tough 3-point celebration. So, drum roll please, what is my series prediction? Obviously, it's going to be Sixers in 5. I don't believe that the Nets have that much firepower against us. And in a league of star power, you need stars to win big games, big series, and Brooklyn has none, and we have 2. So, should be simple and easy, like Sunday morning. I'm going to give the Nets 1 game, just because the Sixers will Sixer, and I can see at least 1 game, like Game 4, going to Brooklyn, or maybe Game 3. I don't necessarily see Brooklyn winning a game here, but once again, you never know. So yeah, in summary, round 1, the Nets play the Sixers in a matchup that we all thought would look a little bit differently roster-wise, but I'm still glad to see it, as Brooklyn has been sort of like a little brother to us, or to me, to our own. I'm talking too much smack. But yeah, I have the boys winning in 5 games, but anything can happen with Brooklyn and their guard play, as well as their length. And I still want to know the question, or want to have the answer to the question, where is Ben Simmons? I hope some Brooklyn fans can let me know that very soon. I want to thank everybody for pulling up and listening to A Brother Think. Like, comment, share, subscribe with a Sixers Fiend if you feel so inclined. What is your series prediction? Will the Sixers win? Will Brooklyn win? And how many games? As always, the Bulls are mad because the process worked. My name is Kain, and I will see you next time. Playoff basketball is here, baby. Gotta love it. Peace.